since I was like 12 years old. I probably only really connected with like 2 people. And I mean, none of them are consistently in my life. And there's like people that you enjoy being around, people that are friendly. I don't know if this is going to resonate with anybody, but it's just not like cohesive. Something still isn't clicking. And like, you could say like, oh, it's because you're creative and that's just how it is. But I mean, I've been to different art schools over the past 2 years. Even in those art schools, surrounded by these hyper creative people. Like, I love them, but something still just isn't connecting. It's just not clicking. Like something still just doesn't feel right. And then there was like 2 people throughout the past couple of years where it's like, whoa, okay. It's like a puzzle piece fits in for a second. And it's like this brain fog is lifted. And you're like, ah. I know that it's because, like, I'm different. There's something different. I'm so different. I'm not like other... Okay, cornball, like, we get it. But that's what it is. I don't know. There's something instinctively just kind of different about my nature, or maybe how I see the world. I don't know what it is. Even if I'm friendly with people and have, like, friends, or it's not, like, connection. It's not like all cylinders are, like, firing. I don't know. Sorry, I'm being eaten alive by bugs out here. Maybe you understand what I'm saying. Maybe not. I just think that's the way it is for a certain type of, like, you know what it is? Maybe it's just like somebody who is really comfortable with themselves or knows themselves really well. Maybe that's what it is. Because, like, a lot of people don't. Like, we're so detached from ourselves nowadays, and it's like, oh, the screen sucks. Like, that stereotype, sure, but I mean, everything is, like, man-made. I'm talking about, like, getting in touch with, like, with the natural world again, and, like, stuff that we didn't have as a human society, our hands all over. Not to say that that's all bad. I think it's really good to have a balance. I think you need to have a balance. The balance is, like, too swayed in one direction right now. I don't know. I just, like, word vomited. I don't really know where I was going with this. Who would you be if everything was removed? Who would you be? Who were you as a kid? People talk about growing up, but I really think a way to find your happiness is to try and get back to your child self. I don't feel like myself currently, although today is a little bit different. And I think it's because I had some help in, like, figuring some stuff out today, like actionable things I can do. I mean, that's why I'm talking to a camera right now, because it's kind of like, I could do this. I don't know what this is, but if nothing else, I could talk to a camera. And I think an important thing is to just make stuff. Try and not get paralyzed. Push past it, even if you can't think of anything. And like, I'm preaching to the choir here. I need to take my own advice. If you can't think of anything, just do something. Bad work is better than no work, I think. You know what? Going on that tangent, because I said I think, I hate the phrase, I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can't decide. I hate those phrases. I hate the phrase I can't. I hate all that. I use those words all the time. I hate filler words. I hate like. I probably said like 80 times in this little whatever this is. I'm in the middle of Nowheresville, Pennsylvania. A part of the reason why I don't feel like myself is because I really don't interact with anybody who's not super pessimistic right now. And no matter how crappy I feel, no matter how miserable I am, I know that I'm going to keep going. Because there's nothing else I can do. Like what else am I going to do? What else is there? And that's not a pessimistic thing. That's a good thing. That's like, that makes me happy. That's what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to act. I'm meant to create stuff, which this is going to lead me onto another side tangent of like, yeah, I said like. I probably said it 1,000 times that I didn't catch. This is going to lead me to another side tangent of you're probably not going to have as many friends as you think. And it's not important. It's not a good thing to force any relationships in any aspect. And I've always been of that mindset. And I think when you try and force any sort of relationship, friendship, anything, nothing happens. It's not good. It's not aligned. The only time anything like that happens as a good thing is when you're not looking for it. Shocker. Because that's just how things are supposed to be. That's just not how things are supposed to be. I don't know where I'm going with this, but all that to say is like, you could be friendly with people and you could like to hang out with people because they're fun. But really, I think most likely you're really only going to have 1 or 2 friends, like actual friends, meaning that a lot of your friends are going to be your friends and they like you when you're down. They may have really good intent and they probably don't know it, but they like it when you're losing, and they'll support you and they'll comfort you and they'll tell you all these good things and they'll be there for you when you're losing. That's the key word. The second you're up or you're changing and you're trusting yourself, you're betting on yourself, they seem different. or they disappear. Different things like that. And it's not of ill intent. It's just like people get uncomfortable when others start to outgrow them. Maybe that sounds narcissistic, but there's a lot of cars around me right now, which is weird because I'm quite literally in the middle of the woods. What was I saying? You're only really going to have probably one or two actual friends, because most of your friends will be there for you and support you and say all these kind things when you're down, when you're losing. People like to be comfortable, and the second you start outgrowing them, that's uncomfortable, and they'll either, you could tell something shifted, something changed, or they just ghost. They get kind of weird. That's okay. A lot of the times, they don't know that they're doing it. They don't know why, but when you have like an actual friend, and you may not even know who that is, you may not even know that some of your friends currently are the ones that are, the second you start outgrowing is like they get weird, they don't want you to outgrow them. You probably have a lot of those people in your life and you don't know it yet. That's just how that works. But those one or two close people that you have are going to continue to like choose you and choose to support you when you're winning. And that's you want your friends to win. You want to be in that uncomfortable place of like, yo, I don't know what we're doing, but like, let's go, let's do this. Your real friends are still going to choose you, basically, is what I'm saying, versus a lot of the people don't like discomfort or don't like change. So the second that starts happening, there's just like a energy shift. Best way I guess I could put it. This is gonna be like a weird ramble and rant. It's not really a rant. I'm not angry at anything. I'm just talking. And ultimately, I don't know what I'm talking about because I know nothing.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
There's a really simple way to live the life that you want to live. I'm sorry if you could hear that dog barking. You want to live. I'm just going to wait until I pass these dogs. There's a really simple way to live the life that you want to live, and that's by chasing after any fear that you have. Do that and watch how quickly things start to change in your life for the better. If anything scares you, run after it and do it. Right now I'm in a little bit of a rut, but a couple months ago I was kind of fed up with everything and I just started doing that. I just started trusting myself, and basically a lot of stuff just happened to fall in line, and it started to seem like this is what I was envisioning in my bedroom a year ago, just like trying to picture the life that I wanted. I hated being in school, even though I was there for the thing that I loved. There's a big difference between living the life that you want to live and doing the thing that you want to be doing and going to school for that thing. You might not like it. And I'm talking from like an arts perspective because that's all I know, which you don't need a degree to do. School life just isn't really my thing. I just got so off topic. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, chasing your fears. The second you start chasing your fears, things just switch up really quickly. Kind of just trusted myself and what my intuition was telling me to do. And I started auditioning, not for massive roles, but like for bigger projects, stuff that I was dreaming of. I ended up like working as a fashion designer for a brand that I loved, just because I was like, I'm just gonna make a portfolio of my design work and send it to brands that I really love. And they got back to me. You just have to go for it. Do stuff that seems like impossible. It sounds corny and it's a lot easier said than done. I admit that. And even now, I've been in a rut recently. I'm trying to listen to what my intuition is telling me, and everything is so clouded that I don't know what it's telling me. I just know that something's wrong, which knowing that something is wrong and knowing that you have to change something is better than autopiloting and flowing and just being like, well, it is what it is. You only get 80 years if you're lucky. It is what it is through life. What's the point? What is the point of living your life if you're not chasing and doing the thing that brings you joy? And I know that sounds privileged, and it is, but I think no matter what situation, I think you have to be aiming towards something that brings you joy, because there really is no purpose to anything. Everything is made up, and I know I sound like everything is made up, but for real though, everybody is so detached from themselves. We're like on our phones, doom scrolling, looking at different things, interacting with a world that isn't natural. It's all man-made. The only natural things is what is in nature, and there's a balance, but I think we're so detached right now from the natural world that just exists without us having our hands all over it, that people don't know who they are. It's a really interesting question to think about. Like, who would you be if everything was removed? Who would you be? Who were you as a kid? People talk about growing up, but I really think a way to find your happiness is to try and get back to your child self. because like that's you. It's you without all this other bullshit. And it's influenced by things, sure, what you see on TV and what toys you played with. There's influences like that, but you get what I'm saying. It's influences like that without a lot of the other stuff that would come with it. Even for me, I can't explain why I was drawn to acting. That epiphany came when I was in middle school, which is weird that I didn't realize it because as a little kid, I wanted to be in like Zack and Cody on Disney Channel. But the thought never crossed my mind like, yeah, I want to be an actor. I just really loved movies and TVs and felt like super connected to them to the point where I'd watch something and it would make me feel so, like, it would make me like feel like I was like on fire. I wanted to be that so bad. I'm just yapping at this point. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna talk about what's going on right now. I dropped out of school 2 times, and I was going to school for the thing that I love to do, for the thing that fulfills me, for what I am. I go to school for acting. I get to play pretend every single day and roll around on a floor and make weird noises. But going to school for the thing that you love isn't always the life that you love, if that makes sense. Because I realized that I love learning, but I don't like school. I don't like structures and systems. I like learning in that I like experiencing new things and learning on my own by doing rather than going to class for this scheduled time and doing X, Y, Z. That's great if that works for some people, and it really does work for some people. That's awesome. But for me, I need to be in the world, and I want to be a student for my entire life, in that I never want to stop chasing after new things that fascinate me. And whatever my curiosity is drawn towards at the moment, that's the thing that I'm going to go and do. Because I think that's what actual learning is. You can sit in a classroom for as long as you want. That's not really experiencing. That's like learning in a vacuum, in a sense. I'm getting bit by bugs. I didn't love university life in that it was like, go to class, I'm doing the thing that I love doing. But then after class, it's like, all right, what is everybody else doing? And it's like, okay, this thing for the school, that thing for the school, this club, this frat, this sorority. Like, people love that, and that's awesome. But I just wanted my life separate from the school. I wanted to take class, and then that was that, and go and build my own career and build my own life. When you're going to school in a way, that's really not possible. At least for acting, it's not possible to have both. What's more exciting for me, what brings me life is, oh my God, I'm being eaten alive. Anyway, what's like exciting to me is not knowing. I don't like when a routine builds in a way because it becomes stagnant. I need change. I love changing. I don't like being comfortable. My phone is ringing. But I just didn't like that routine. I wanted to wake up every day and just be like, okay, what's gonna happen today? What am I doing? What could I work on? And have that in a creative environment. I'm on summer break right now. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I could technically do that now, and I try to do that now. I work best with having another person to bounce ideas off of, and I don't have that right now, so I try my best, though. I guess where I was going with that is I dropped out of school again, only to reapply to school in California, and now I accepted the offer, but I don't know if I'm going. I still am like, I kind of just want to move out to LA or out to New York and like sell my car to pay for a couple months rent while I get a job out there and just try and make it work and see what happens, because that is more exciting to me. That is what life is. I don't feel like myself at all, which sucks, but I like to see that as like, that means that something is changing and something is about to emerge, and that's why things suck right now, because that's always what it is. It's always like, I'm like, I don't feel like myself. What's going on? This sucks. This isn't me, yada yada. And then normally the upswing from that is always the best time ever. Things are clicking. I feel like all cylinders are firing. Probably said like 1,000 times during that. I mean, I got a really crazy project coming up in like a month that I'm super excited about, that I'm trying to keep my mind on, which is like, okay, that's showing me that's the start of something. And I'm working on all this other stuff, and I'm trying to build good habits. And like, when I'm at a low like this, it means that you're about to reach something. You're about to hit a peak. My camera's about to die, so my phone just died. That's a good thing though. I'm also thinking like, maybe I should just go to New York and like get a fashion degree or some sort of fashion certificate, because I already do fashion design and make clothes. Do that while taking acting classes at some of the conservatories in New York, while also continuing to audition for things with my agent. That could be a cool life too. It's just another thought. I don't know. So many different lives, and I want to live all of them isn't that the dilemma? And so I think this might be my mom. Yeah, this is my mom. What are you doing?
Looking for you.
Why?
Because it was getting dark. Don't put nothing into my face. I just want a potato.
In a sudden turn of events, we're getting a potato from Wendy's.
Yeah, a bacon double cheeseburger.
Oh, my hair looks amazing right now.
In a sudden turn. Why a pretzel plum sandwich? Okay,
Ask them why you give me the bag.
the nuggets are all over the Look at this.
How many did you get?
10.
He only asked for 4.
I'm sure I'm gonna eat one. Or 2. Or maybe 3.